All right. This is a guy who used to be. Do we know his name? I don't know. I did not research this guy at all.
I went through it twice and he never gave his name.
Okay. I like that. Mysterious.
A former employee with Royce, and obviously being around John when he's not in front of the camera, finding out about John's work habits, smell, and where the money's coming from.
Okay.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
Ooh, Tony Bennett.
He knew Royce. So he brought Royce on as a guest. That's how I first met Royce. And Royce came on a few times. He was a good guest. He was quick. He was funny. We had similar interests. So it was a good situation. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I go to work for Royce a few years later at his arcade. And is when Stuttering John came on the scene. And this will address some of your questions also, by the way. So I might be going a little out of order, but it makes sense. Royce, one day I'm there building his website, 3D printing a plastic gear for an arcade machine. Royce comes and says, hey, this might sound kind of weird, but Stuttering John is going to be working here. He's going to be delivering games and, helping out.
So this was his job for a little bit. Royce gave him a job delivering video games.
Wow. Which is fine, but John has never, ever, right? As far as I know, addressed this or admitted to it.
How many times do you think he jumped on the back of that dolly to tip it and it didn't budge an inch?
Little help.
Yeah, pull me down, Royce. Pull me down.
You mean he's delivering like those big cabinet arcade games?
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yes. Do we get the background link set up, guys?
Did you order Gallagher? I got two Space Invaders here. I got a Burger Time and a duck.
Hi, somebody order Karate Champ.
And I know him from working at NBC, Tonight Show, yada, yada. Like, okay. That's the kind of thing you just don't expect to hear at all, but anyway, he shows up, he's, moving games, slurping from the orange juice bottle or a Gatorade bottle, just what you see is what you get.
This guy's walking around with a fucking gallon of orange juice.
We don't get too many orders for Space Ace around here.
If I had Burger Time, I'd retire. You know how bad people want that? There you go. I threw that one in for you, Amber.
Of course. I love Burger
Get to the details of him.
Burger Time is a great game.
Yeah. Not surprised you love that.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's where it all started, huh?
Yeah.
Imagine what you look like if the game was called Salad Time. I mean, my God.
Burger Time is what my mother would yell, and she'd feed me through the slot in the door.
Yeah.
But that's how we came on the scene.
And now, dusk of twilight.
But I'll start with some of your questions right here. Number one, scary animator. Shit, I should have worn glasses. Is John's house really as dirty as we joke about, or is it just cluttery? Without getting too personal, how broke is John? Yes, John's house is as dirty as you joke about. I didn't see roaches. I saw flies.
Worse than roaches.
Yeah. I didn't see good news, bad news. Didn't see any roaches. Did see quite a bit of flies.
Because roaches are very tough to get rid of. Flies, you should be able to contain that.
Yeah.
One day he was asking about how to get rid of flies, if anybody had any idea.
Can you imagine coming to work and asking your coworker, let me ask you a question. How would you get rid of flies?
Hypothetical.
Yeah, how about taking a shower?
Yeah.
asking for a smelly friend. How would you?
You know,
Yeah,
one of the
flies.
ways- Mhm.
Flies means rotting stuff.
Oh yeah, it means like there's definitely like shit everywhere, like either cat shit. or
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
Yeah.
And that, you know what that means? Maggots.
Mm-hmm.
Maggots.
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 Called himself Lord of the Flies because he had so many, didn't know where they were coming from.
Wow. Wow. If I have more than two at the most, I do a purge and get rid of fucking.
It's the litter box. It's 100% A, the litter box, B, not taking the garbage out, or leaving just open food and leftovers everywhere. What a fucking slob.
Yeah, that's filth.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Because if you see one fly, maybe you left the window open by accident, and
Right.
something flew in. But if there's like 15 flies flying around,
Flies had a motto: "Come for the cat shit, stay for the real filth."
yeah, a safe haven for everyone.
Right.
because he has food just laying all over the place.
Of course. There's food and shit just everywhere, and blood and
We know he would throw beer cans at the
Yeah.
trash, spilling
Oh,
beer
yeah.
all over the place.
yeah. Flies love a good cheap beer.
Mm-hmm.
All I could think about was his place. The best way I could describe it
Because they
was,
get
I
buzzed.
lived-
Yeah, look. Windows have screens. Number one, they should.
Yes.
Which brings us to this point: the flies were born there. That's right. John's so liberal, he has to let them stay. But I think they were. The eggs were fucking laid there, and then it hatched, and there you go.
in a fraternity house in college, and we weren't clean. Like pasta pots that sat in the sink with that smell of like fermenting pasta water. Just stuff that you would hope you eventually outgrow by time you hit your 50s. But he was still living very much like a teenager. It looked very much like that. Somebody gave a teenager a condo and was like, "Here you go, do whatever you want with it," and that's what it was. He did have cats. I feel like at that time he had more than one. I'm not sure if they were both his or if he was looking after one for one of his kids or something. I don't remember, because I never imagined that I would be telling this story later, so I wasn't taking notes. But anyway, yeah, he had cats, or at least a cat, and a litter box, which when you see John now, like you see him, obviously he's lazy. There's no denying that. So yeah, the place smelled like cat. That's them. Without
That's
getting
bad.
too personal, how broke is John? Okay, I'm going to answer a few questions here because
There was just one question. It was, how broke is John? He goes, I have a few sub questions and answers before I answer your actual
Addendums, if you will.
Addendums.
Could be a 15-parter.
Wow. It's like Ken Burns with this Ask Me Anything.
finances have come up in multiple ways, so I will do my best to explain what I know.
Wait, before we move on, that's a great point. But his son was the asshole for not wanting to stay there.
Wow.
In this place that this guy's describing.
This is like Buffalo Bill's place in Silence of the Lambs.
I think he was a little more organized than John, I would say.
That's true. He's
You
better
know?
with women, too.
Right.
Most of what I know through Royce. Royce was trying to step in and become basically John's manager. John thought that, Royce would get him somewhere. And in all fairness, Royce tried. And that was kind of one of the things that I didn't like, was that I could see Royce shifting his business from a successful arcade where people in the community liked him and, moms were booking parties, to where he was like, fuck these soccer moms. You don't want to deal with them anymore. He wanted to be in the Stuttering John business, which anyone could see is a failure. And after enough failures, you would have thought he'd wake up, but he didn't. So anyway, Stuttering John's finances. As far as I know, he has a pension, first from his time on the Stern Show. I don't know if it's a 401k or some other thing. I don't know how much went in, but according to Royce, it's not a lot. But nevertheless, it's a pension. And of course, his time at NBC. Again, he had a regular job. He earned a paycheck just like all of us do. And a percentage of that money went into some form of a pension. Or, I say a percentage of that money, or whenever he negotiated his deal, a percentage of retirement dollars were figured out. Now, that money is just that. It's retirement money. And at this point, John is not at retirement age. So he can't do anything with it. So he's coasting. He has to get to that point. Now, again, I don't know what the actual numbers are. But according to Royce, he'll get by. He's not going to suddenly appear.
But this guy is not aware, or Don, that John already took his pension out, according to John.
Or he might not have at this time. This is years old, remember.
Right. Okay.
Leading
It
a
would
lavish
really
life.
be bad if John got involved in a really expensive court case that depleted his pension at some point.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Pensions are on the table.
Style. Chances are, if he manages to sell the condo, he'll be momentarily, he'll have some cash. I'm sure he'll flash some around. I should have got a little serious sooner, but I was kind of emotionally lost at the time that I was working for Royce. And so I had to figure some stuff out for myself. Do you think John, this is same user, do you think John stole cancer charity money? Yes. I do.
Oh, wow. Whoa, yes.
Without a delay.
Oh, I got to see that again.
Money.
Hold on. It was so fast, I almost missed it.
So I had to figure some stuff out for myself. Do you think John, this is same user, do you think John stole cancer charity money? Yes. I do. Just of what I know of him and the time I've spent with him, it absolutely would not surprise me one bit.
So that to me is even crazier than having 100% evidence of him ripping off somebody, and is just for somebody to go, just from having talked to this guy and met him. If you're asking me, would this guy rip off someone dying of cancer without missing a beat? He goes, oh yeah, without a doubt. Yeah.
Wow. That is good.
No, you say you fall into two categories. It's either he'll give you the shirt off his back guy, or he'll stab you right in the back while you're not
he'll step on your body on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking A. That's crazy. Yeah.
That he just threw a sob story in to get a little catch. And I also think, hey, maybe he is going to throw some money at a cancer patient, but we'll never know the exact figures or the exact amount. And let's face it,
we might.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
I mean, what you see is what you get. He's not putting on an act. He is very much incompetent.
You like that, Mike? You like that description?
Yeah.
He is very much incompetent.
I have no aspirations to podcast or do anything, but I found at least a nice wall to sit in front of. We got Ewan McGregor and Ashley Eckstein, Carrie Fisher looking down on us.
Jeffrey Epstein.
He's just incompetent, lazy, ridiculous. Anyway.
No more.
How involved is John with the various groups that talk about him online? Is he aware of all of them? Does he watch them or just dabble? Do you think he reads all the comments? Okay. Thank you. This is awesome. I appreciate that. That's why I'm doing this. This is just fun. I'm not promoting anything, by the way. I'm wearing Kalispell Brewing paraphernalia. They are an out-of-business brewery.
Boom, boom, boom.
All right. Not the smartest plugs.
He had no clue. I'm sure now he is caught up. He's definitely caught up. He's obviously well aware. I think he lurks. I think, he has nothing better to do. If it concerns him, he's all about it. So, but I haven't spoken to him since the day we had that falling out and left. I haven't dealt with him, seen him. He blocked me on Twitter. I'll get to that because there's a question about the falling out. So I haven't seen what he tweets about, what he does. A couple of times he'd come up like on YouTube and I didn't even watch them. Like I saw Hal Sparks was with him for a while and I just thought like, well, Hal Sparks cannot be doing well if he's doing Stuttering John show. Like,
wait, this guy is a smart guy.
Yep. Here's how I know he was smart. When he pointed out the pictures behind him, he did it correctly.
Right. This guy put some thought into it and some effort.
Well, because it's not easy because it's the opposite of what you think it is.
Yep.
So he went Carrie Fisher, which to him he thinks it's here, but it's there, but it's here.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Yeah. It's not easy.
He's over here.
As a co-host type
and Carrie Fisher's like, "What do you want from me?"
thing. It's one thing to go on as a guest because maybe you don't realize what you're getting into, but to keep coming back. Did you go off on John after something happened at a Super Bowl party? Edit, looks like your last show was in February 2019, and John says you parted amicably. Well, yeah, he kind of had to. And yes, my last show was February 2019. So what happened was, like I said, I was never a fan. I hated that we were doing this podcast. Royce presented this job to me as that we were going to be podcasting. And that's what appealed to me. I just wanted to, at that time in my life, I just wanted to share, and thought it would be cool. And like I said earlier, Royce was always good. He was funny. He was quick. He was a great guest. So he would have made a great co-host. And, he was building a community around nerd culture. So I thought that would have been great, video games and the like. So anyway, I hated John. Hated having to do that podcast. It was a disaster. As you know, it was just day after day of remember when.
Day after day of remember when.
We got to get this guy on a PDP.
Yeah.
Please.
We got to get some info.
Wow. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, I don't know, because we can get him up to speed. We can tell him about the lawsuit, and I'm sure he would be like, "Yeah, I definitely want to come on."
Well, and also, this is how many years ago, Frog? Like, imagine,
19.
like
It's 6 years ago.
Yeah, think of all the questions we have now to ask him that he could possibly know the answers to.
Right.
Anytime it gets.
What year did you say it was, Mike?
2019.
2019. There, Profess.
Came in. It was embarrassing. So all of that built up inside of me, and I woke up one morning.
Well, that's when I'm sorry. That's when the blowout came. I don't know when this is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's the last time
Andy or Frog, do you guys know when this AMA happened?
The posting was 2022, but I'm not sure if that was the date when it happened.
He must be a viewer. If you are, my friend, please, DMs are wide open. The Uncle Rico Show pod at gmail.com. We'd love to have you. All right, let's go.
Even got out of bed yet. I picked up my phone and saw something that he tweeted about. I don't remember what, but it had him as the main focus of, I don't know if it was a special, the reunion special or the podcast or something. But at that time, I had been working a lot to put these things together. And I just snapped on Twitter. Reminded him that he's not the only person making this happen. Nobody works for him. I remember saying that to him as well. Nobody works for you. This was before the blow up. This was another time. He's like, you work for me. And I'm like, oh,
wow.
Nobody on the face of the earth works for Stuttering John. Nobody. I don't.
Wow.
Royce paid the bills. I followed Royce's directions. Okay, this is where did the do pensions come from? So I explained NBC and radio. Any idea from Fix It 403? Any idea what's under his nails? What isn't under there? Someone replied. I think it's a mixture of just plain old general everyday dirt. He, like I said, his apartment's filthy. He cares for a cat, so He might have a little cat shit in there from the occasional cleanup. Cats throw things up. The kitchen was a disaster. I don't know. He did manual labor for Royce. That is, that's all he did. He did his podcast and move arcade machines. So I don't know how he got so dirty, but again,
I don't know how he got so dirty. Right. It's like you're talking about your kid or your dog or something. I don't know how he got so dirty. He was clean this morning when I left.
Were we playing in the mud? How'd you get that?
I would love to see John in like a jumpsuit and like a backwards hat with his hand truck coming in.
Like seeing an orange jumpsuit. I like to see.
Yeah.
The laziness. I guess in his mind it's OCD. He can't clean his nails. By the way, after I noticed, as I'm catching up on videos, after you guys all pointed it out, and there's all the stills of his. Oh God, I hope mine clean. And there's all the stills, of him and stuff. I've noticed now he's, because he can't keep his hands off camera. I've noticed that they're much cleaner. So he does subtly, it takes him a while, but things do penetrate.
I doubt that. That's where so far this guy was right on everything except that, I think.
What exactly did you say to John the drunk when you went off on him? Okay, so I will get as specific as I can be. Also be specific things that led you to not being able to take it anymore. So yeah, I covered it a little bit there. Royce kind of misrepresented the situation, and there I was stuck sitting at the end of the table across from Stuttering John. Now, as an example, after the Trump call, which was purely an accident, it was not some brainchild of Stuttering John. He, like every other good thing that happened to him in life, you just kind of fell ass backwards into it, like Kramer.
I'm telling you, I've always said he's the Forrest Gump of this shit, man.
On Seinfeld. But that was that's all of those things kept adding up and pushing me to, hate this person more and more. Dusting canvas shoes. I don't know what brand they were. They were filthy. They were ripped. The laces were frayed and they reeked.
Disgusting canvas shoes, John.
Shoes themselves reeked, just like you imagine they would. The cat piss smell, the foot smell. There was that little whiff of, when you do your laundry and you forget it in the washer. You come back to it like a few days later.
Mildew.
Yes, mildew. Yeah, he had mold in that place for sure. That's his roommate in every place he's ever lived. Mold.
That there was a little hint of that in there too. When you're around that, it is intolerable and it's just awful. And my mind was completely elsewhere. I was writing code. I was building projects. And that's where I wanted to be. I didn't want to be doing anything with Stuttering John. Will you take part in? That's for sure. So I snapped, and like I said, we were sitting down to record. I sent that angry tweet out in the morning. I went to work. Royce and John didn't say anything. We sat down at whatever, like around 11 a.m. to record. And as soon as the recording began, the two of them ganged up on me like it was, the old Stern show or something. Like they thought I was going to sit there and take it. And I absolutely wasn't.
Wow, where is that episode?
Yeah, we got to hear that.
I got to fucking hear that episode.
I gave it immediately right back, told them both where they could go fuck themselves. What a fucking loser he was. What a scummy dirtbag he was. That because I'm attaching myself to him, my life is going nowhere. He's an embarrassment. I was embarrassed that I had to represent myself in relation to him. And I was fine. Royce was like, you got to go, just leave, just go. Clamshelled my computer, walked out the door, erased that, unfortunately. Sorry, gang.
Para like a part of me just died. Yeah. Oh, no. All right. Maybe we could transcribe it and act it out in Dabblecon 3.
Wow.
I never wanted it to air. I never wanted him to have it. I never wanted them to get anything out of it. They still had
Hold on. Nobody help her. Nobody help her. Thank you. All right.
Record a show, so they did. Royce began. Well, that day he didn't fire me that day. They had me go home, had me drive back the next morning. He was out in the parking lot, wouldn't let me in the door. So he, told me, "Oh, can't have you here. What happens if like AJ Benz is here and you go off on him? Like, well, if AJ Benz is a piece of shit, he deserves going off on. But that's neither here nor there. Wouldn't let me in. I had like, I ate breakfast at work, so I had like a box of breakfast bars or whatever. He wouldn't even let me go in and grab my breakfast. He was, anyway. Yeah. So fuck them. I left. Royce was like, and I had all these open projects with him. And
yeah, Ava, I guess if those windows were open when you passed by, you'd know who this is.
Right.
That intellectual property. One thing he wanted was that J logo that he uses. That was part of an unfinished. I mean, I did a quick, rough piece of the idea being that it was like a red carpet that led up to the top of a microphone. It needed a lot more detail. I think it maybe just needed. I don't know. It was a rough. It was a.
Yeah, just FYI, that's not Ava, guys.
Oh, okay.
Ava Gargoyle is the name. It's not Ava.
Well, so you can see how I could mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, letting you know I'm a gargoyle. Just for clarification, everybody.
Yeah.
And they ran with it. They've been running with it. That cracked me up. That's what, one of the things that gets your attention. You see like, oh, hey, there's some thing I drew. So anyway.
Let's go.
Stuttering John mentioned anything about his payments or lack thereof to his ex-wife? How much did Royce pay Stuttering John to move the video machines? Did Stuttering John say non-woke comments off air? How does Stuttering John get health care? Is Stuttering John on government benefits? Okay, health care and government benefits. Yes, I know that because I looked at his phone. I had been in his email. At that time, when I was working for Royce, I did not have benefits and made little enough that I had Medi-Cal, I believe it was called. It's been a while. You know what I'm talking about. I think it's Medi-Cal. So essentially government subsidized benefits because, we legally have to have them. So I recognized the emails immediately in his inbox. And again, I was like, don't you have like SAG benefits or something? Isn't that a thing? Like because I know people, like I know comics who do have them. So I don't understand. I mean, comics that did other things. I'm not saying John's a comedian. Don't ever confuse that. John is not now, nor has ever been a comedian. So anyway, I just happen to know people who also did TV and movies and stuff. They have SAG benefits. So I don't know why he's on public assistance. But his benefits come from the taxpayers of California.
Wow.
Whoa. Fuck. We may have to add a third blunder this week just to watch part 2 of that.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
How much did Royce pay him? I don't know, but I'll tell you this. Royce complained constantly that Stuttering John had his hand in his pocket. He was always there looking for cash. Can I get a 20? Can I get this? Can I get that? And it was all under the promise that John was going to make Royce a pile of money. John referred to himself as Royce's cash cow.
Right. So a lot like his lawsuit donations, right? He's wimpy. He's wimpy from fucking Popeye.
Yeah, I will pay you Tuesday.
It's also the rap he gives his lawyers when they're asking for money. He's like, no, it's all coming. It's all coming soon at the end. Just keep doing what you're doing. We got him on the ropes, guys.
Yep.
And that, by Royce building this empire of ex-Stern people, which was his plan, that's why he laid out as much money as he did to do that special. It was all going to come back to him like tenfold. So I don't know what his salary was. I don't know if he got an hourly wage. No clue how that actually worked. But yeah, like I said, he was always with the handout. Okay, I think I covered all those. That was from Commie Mods. Sorry. Artistic ad 6115. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of crazy shit. Did you ever see John
So,
blow
so
a
hold
dude?
on a minute. So the question was, how did Royce get paid by John? How was John paying Royce?
No. He was like the Billy West Jackie thing was the thing that was supposed to make Royce money that John helped put together. So that's how John was saying you're going to make all this money back by doing this thing, for example.
Oh, okay, got you.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a con artist. He conned him.
Do you know that they sold that subscription was because I bought one to watch that interview when it came out. It was like $1.50.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't great marketing.
No.
I would have paid $5 for it.
Right. A lot of Stern fans would. Absolutely.
I never heard him. Nope, I never heard him get a collections call, but I think some of those that came in the middle of the show, like occasionally were that he just ignored and acted like, they were fans or big opportunities.
Oh, that's funny. Hold on, I got a huge fan from Denmark on the other line. Can I call you when I get back home, please? I thought the credit card that I gave you was good.
Did John ever try to force you to take his autograph? No, he was so fucking stupid. He didn't even give me a book. Royce gave me a book. It ended up, I'm pretty sure, in a dumpster somewhere in West Hollywood behind my apartment. But
where it belongs, where every copy of John's books belong.
Yeah, he was so stupid that somebody that worked for him, he didn't have the wherewithal to say, hey, by the way, here's a copy of my book, fucking nitwit. Anyway, at John's house, how many times did you go to no, I didn't shit at John's house. I didn't go near his bathroom. Nope, never saw any dildos. Did it smell more like ass or
did it smell more like ass or what? Hold on.
John's house. How many times did you go to no, I didn't shit at John's house. I didn't go near his bathroom. Nope, never saw any dildos. Did it smell more like ass or vomit? I'll go with ass. Ass.
Damn, we should have bet.
I get the sense that he holds his liquor. I mean, I'm sure he has his moments, but I never got the idea that he was anything less than a professional drinker. So definitely.
I want to get in touch with this guy and have him come back on for round 2 because I think everyone is so much more seasoned as dabblers that the questions we could ask him this go around, I think would be, I don't know, it's worth a shot, right?
I think so.
Well, yeah, knowing all the stuff that's been debunked and all the stuff that's coming out that's true and all the stuff that we're finding out about him, I would love to have this. I mean, this guy would just be great to have on in general. Who cares?
Yeah.
Did you ever see him treat anyone nicely? Okay. John treats people nicely in the interest of John.
Let's go, my brother. Let's go.
This guy really knows John.
Yeah.
Yep. He paid attention, this fucking guy.
How long did he really know him for? Maybe a year?
He nailed everything.
Nailed him. He knew him his whole life.
So anyone that's potentially career furthering, of course, he was nice to. Royce, he was nice to. If he wanted something or needed something from me, he was nice to. If we were on the air prior to the blow up, he was nice. But otherwise, no. He kind of walked around as if, he was the answer to everyone's problems, and he was the exact opposite. This
guy's fantastic. I love him. Fantastic.
A lot of factors contributed to Royce going out of business. I did see, I just found out, thanks to my Reddit post, that he was doing TikToks. I would periodically look, like this guy just disappeared. We were, of course, Facebook and Twitter and all that. See, he's just gone. Well, I guess he's over on TikTok. And his story is he lost his business due to COVID. But I assure you, he lost his business long before COVID. So anyway.
Monkey business.
Mm-hmm.
No, like I said, he treated people nicely if it was his interest. And also, side note, and I hope I'm not outing anyone here, but I'm just gonna tell you the way it works. Some of the feuds that he has, he wants some of those feuds. At least back then, he wanted it because he thought people would tune in and listen, that it would be good for him. So if he could get something going with like I don't know, Shuli or Grillo or somebody, that other Stern fans would tune in and help get his numbers up.
Well, he got something going with me, all right.
Mission accomplished.
So he was always looking for some trouble. I don't know if he's still doing that today, but that was part of the overall plan.
Come on the show.
I mean, really, bringing him on and catching him up to speed would be like if we just thawed him out of a block of ice, and he, everything would just be hitting him so hard. It'd be like, what?
So, let's see. Dabbler Anonymous. Okay, yeah. Do you worry about a typical Stuttering John lawsuit? Are you worried at all? Did Royce ever get you to sign an NDA? No, not at all, and I'm not at all worried. Nope. Stuttering John has nothing. If he does have a lawyer, that's a joke and a farce.
I mean, this guy called it. Fucking Nostradamus, this guy. Would it be great if he's like, if he has a lawyer, the lawyer will probably leave him for an anniversary with some woman who's the love of his life.
He might be able to find somebody like, I don't know, who was in prison.
Right.
Dude, we were going over those documents yesterday on Kaylee's show, and I never read it. And it actually says Natalie, the love of my life. Like the judge knows who Natalie is. Like, hey, you know Natalie, right?
First of all,
So
shout out
weird.
to Kaylee, Lucy Typebox. Go check out that episode from last night. I tweeted it out. It was fantastic. You and Adam Bush were great, and Lucy just fucking put on a great show. I've been involved with this. Yes, I've been involved with this from day one, and there's so much crazy, stupid shit in this lawsuit. I forgot half this shit. So, watching her recap all this stuff is insane. I highly recommend it. Get this guy's NFL picks for the week. No shit. This guy's nailing it. Thank you, Jay Sher.
Yeah. None of this lawsuit stuff will pan out or amount to anything. That XM thing, that was hatched, I think, out of Royce's mind, or at least out of the two of them talking through it. And I mean, I don't know how you could be so stupid as to think that there was anything there. I mean, you definitely signed away every part of you to do that show. So your voice was on tape. It was owned by whoever owned those shows, assumably Howard himself or the production company that he licenses from, or that Sirius XM licenses from. So anyway, no, his lawsuit, his ability to file them doesn't scare me in the least. Nothing about him scares me. Yeah, and like I said, I Royce, I'm not the least bit worried about either. He likes to think of himself as a businessman. He's not. He had a business going for a while. Good idea. The classic arcade machines, but he couldn't maintain it. It's, and he's just one of those people. I don't know how to describe him. He gets very excited about, playing big shot. It's, he referred to himself as a businessman.
That's called a macher. Real big macher.
He was, I remember as he was trying to sell himself to Jackie was like telling people, oh, I got a businessman. Sorry, I can't do the Jackie voice. I'm in California, set me up. Nothing went any further than the reunion. So there's that. Did I ever hear from the Dabbler about anything? About dating women, ladies of his exes? I mean, he actively dated during that time. He had online accounts. Supposedly, the night of the Trump call, we did a show in the evening. At that time, we used to record kind of at the end of the workday, like at 5 o'clock or so. The problem was John was already drunk, so we had to switch to 11 a.m. So we got hungover John instead of drunk John.
So they would record at 5 o'clock, and John would be shit-faced because if you remember back then, he was inviting and challenging people and saying, "I'm at Pickwick Pub every day at 3 o'clock. Come fight me."
He wasn't lying.
Yeah.
But the night of the Trump call, we did an entire show. Somebody didn't show up. I don't know if it was, I really don't know, an extern guy. Grillo is the only one that comes to mind. And I apologize if I'm wrong, if it's somebody else. But just in back and forth conversation, Royce says, my cousin Vinny thing, Jerry Gallo, John Melendez, Senator Menendez. So I'm sitting up at the board. So to the White House we call, and whatever, the messages get passed and passed and passed. And John was supposedly on a date when the call came. So he had to book it out of the restaurant. I can only imagine what the date was like.
He was on a date with alcohol. He wasn't on a date with a chick.
It was what I know this much, because he only had kind of the one look, the blazer, the rumpled blazer.
He wasn't great with that shit.
I had a threesome with 2 martinis that night.
Know this much, because he only has kind of the one look, the blazer, the rumpled blazer.
Picture.
Obviously, the date didn't go well because he's still dating.
This guy's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, good question.
Oh.
Did he ever mention doing any activities with his kids? Nope. Seeing them or any proof that he had a relationship with them.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
He did occasionally mention that they were around, and like I said earlier, I think he had one of their cats. I don't know if it was temporary or not. And I really, like I said, I never imagined that I would be telling these stories later, so I could be wrong about that. But no, I don't remember much about the kids. He speaks about his kids on the air, much the way that people that use props or things in their life.
Wow.
They're just something for him to talk about, for him to commiserate with other parents about, and that's it. Otherwise, you get what you see.
Wow. I mean, again, nailing it.
Did you ever go to a psychic and they're just telling stuff about past relatives that you have, and you're like, wow, how the fuck would he know that?
That is
This
truly
is what I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's impressive. I'd give him $20 to tell me my future. I'll tell you that.
I think he can give us. I think he can give us John's future.
Yeah.
By just asking him. Bless you. But the fuck, that's so great. The fact that he never even mentioned his kids on a personal level. It's always just for show.
And this guy is in the bleachers. He's not involved with John's everyday life. And even from there, he knows this guy's a fucking phony and uses these kids as props, as icebreakers, as an in, as a shield, whatever.
And ironically, that's as close as John gets to his kids, too, in the bleachers.
With a different family.
Yeah.
Right.
When you're the opener, you don't want to be funnier than the middle act. When you're the middle act, you don't want to be dirtier than the headliner. You don't want to set the bar at filth, let's say, and then the headliner has to come in and he's like, tell stories about Hot Pockets. So I looked at that the same way. My place was the third guy. I was the engineer, producer guy. I did both. I was there on the air and I did behind the scenes work. I didn't think of myself as any more than that. So I was there to do the job and make it look like John was a professional with some actual heat behind him, and that Royce was going to sell, this show, which he tried. I like I said earlier, not for lack of trying. So while John was moving the arcade machines around, did he ever announce himself as the famous Stutter John to customers, or break a machine due to his incompetence or alcoholism? I don't remember him doing anything due to alcoholism or incompetence. I don't think he broke anything. I do remember him struggling, having, coming back beat down from the hard physical work. No, he didn't announce himself as Stuttering John. In fact, if anybody recognized him or found out or knew that he was doing it, or they slipped up on the air and mentioned it, it was all under the guise of he was doing Royce a favor. He and Royce go way back, and Royce is doing all this for him. He's just trying to help Royce out. a struggling businessman. Royce is a good guy, and he gives jobs to people who, really need them. And all of Royce's employees have DUIs, and they're not allowed to drive Royce's truck. So John had to drive the truck.
Wow.
Ooh.
All of his employees have DUIs. And John, the most alcoholic out of all of them, is the only one without one.
Right.
And he has to drive.
He's the
He's
the antelope that got away.
driver.
Yeah.
You ever thought you'd see the day where John's picked as the designated driver?
No.
No.
Never look at John and go, John, you can drive, right?
You're good, right, bro?
Yeah.
I'm just staring at you in that blazer.
He's just got to wrestle the keys away from all of his employees. I can do it. I can drive.
Favorite of Royce. I don't know. Royce had a couple of guys working for him.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What was John's alcohol consumption like when you knew him? Well, yeah.
Copious.
He, like I said earlier, we had to move the podcast to morning because he wouldn't stay sober until 6 o'clock. He had to go to Pickwick, whatever time of day he liked going in the afternoon. So by 5, he was already several deep, and he showed up with more because, of course, he would drink during the podcast. The 11 a.m. version, he was rolling in with the giant jug of orange juice and the bleary eyes, So during the recording of the special, the reunion special, there was a bartender in the corner. And then there was a refrigerator separate. The bartender did their thing. I was just in the corner, the dark, off camera, drinking the whole night. I was just pounding beers. I had nothing else to do, and I felt like I earned it. So John, on the other hand, was struggling to get beers. I don't know if they edited around it, but there were definite times where he was looking angrily either at Royce, excuse me, or at the lovely young lady that Royce paid to bartend.
Yes. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
When you watch it, it stands out. So, I mean, if you know John, it stands out, right, Zen? Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, like, there's so many things we should, after watching this, maybe we should go back and watch
Yes.
that interview again, because there's so many things that you notice about John during that interview. One of the things is that he doesn't let Jackie or Billy talk a lot. He always interrupts them about stories about him. And it's like,
I'm sorry. And then when they do talk, he mouths their words. Like he just sits there and does that mimic thing when they're talking. It's so weird.
Right. And he's turning it into a Trash Howard session. He's trying to make it into a session where they're trying to talk shitty about Howard. And Billy and Jackie are like, nah, he's great. He was, we understand why he did what he did.
Yeah, at one point, I think Jackie was like, well, I didn't feel that way, or that didn't happen to me, or something like that.
Over in the corner there, because felt like they were trying to control his beer intake for the obvious reason. Royce invested, I would say, tens of thousands of dollars. A lot.
Wow.
Wow. I don't know how much, but I mean, if you saw the crew and the amount of people that were there, I mean, it was a full-blown set, professional lighting, cooling systems, the little like rolling train track thing that the camera rides on, plus professional operators to run all this stuff. Plus he flew Jackie out, and Jackie had a list of demands. I got to stay at the W Hotel. I need a driver. I need per diem. So
John's Yoda, Jackie.
Yeah, for sure.
So again, I'm sorry. I apologize for Jackie. I don't know where I get my balls. But anyway, yeah, Royce dropped a lot on that, which again just makes you lose respect for him. Yeah, like why would you think this is a good idea? Look, Billy is far and away the most successful person from that show, from the Stern show, of the ex-Stern people, I would say, followed by Artie. Billy's still working, man. I'm surprised he showed up. But John and Jackie was nothing but a gentleman and a nice guy. But let's face it, if the universe wanted content from them, they would have already had it going. The world wasn't waiting for Royce to bring it. Any number of people could have reached out.
This guy's like the Ari Gold of the Dabbleverse,
Yeah.
right? He's like, phone ain't ringing, babe. You know, phone ain't ring. Offers ain't coming in this summer.
It was
you
a very
gotta be-
niche market.
Right.
It was a very niche market that they had for that interview. I mean, it was just Stern fans who would have watched it.
You're gonna have to do Aquaman, Jackie. Sorry, you can't do Medellin.
Over the years and put something together. Nobody cares. Anyway.
Big shot. Big macher.
If you ever try in big time, everyone, while he was working the arcade machines. I mean, he was a big shot in front of like Jackie and Billy. He was definitely putting on the, this is all made possible by me sort of air. And, anytime anybody of note or fame came by, that was part of the, the swagger that he ran around. But how much can you big time? As much as he does, it's the same. It's literally the same thing you see all the time. So I've been watching Parks and Recreation. I'm saying literally a lot. But he literally tells the same stories. Writer for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar roast, the Stern Show, the Tonight Show. But it's ridiculous. Oh, I don't know why that just came to mind. Here's a thing that it's not a question. I'm just going to share it. If you have some money in the greater Hollywood area, you can hire Stuttering John to come to your house. So let's say you're having a party, and
okay, all right. I love this. Andy, just tell me if he gives an amount, what it would cost.
It's not in monetary funds. He didn't put out an amount.
Oh no, so it's booze.
There's an expectation, and it's coming
out of town. Shut the fuck up. That ain't true.
Dude.
Wow.
He said it ain't money. It's booze.
You pay me in booze.
Oh my God.
But he didn't know the amount if he was getting paid.
Oh.
To be honest, yeah, I'm not sure.
To come to your house. So let's say you're having a party and a barbecue in the summer, maybe 4th of July or Memorial Day or something, right? And you're a single successful guy. You're inviting all your buddies over. You're hanging out. People are going to arrive. You're like, "Who's that over by the bar? Is that Stuttering John? Yeah, that's Stuttering John." So you can hire him to be a prop.
How did he get in here? Definitely by the bar.
He said you could hire him to be a prop at your house.
People are going to arrive. You're like,
he just goes to your bar automatically.
Yeah. I need you over by that lamp. Thanks.
Yeah. I'll be at the bar.
Yeah, that's Stuttering John. So you can hire him to be a prop at your house. So it's kind of like Cameo, but in real life. I don't know what it costs, but I know he used to do that sort of work, and I can only imagine. Could you imagine inviting him to your home and saying, "Hey, open bar, buddy. Welcome."
I've heard of people doing, hiring celebrity impersonators and having them come over to parties. Like you can get Jay Leno impersonator for DabbleCon 3 if you want, but the actual guy, hiring the actual guy to come to your house and drink beer. Come over and drink beer.
And here's the thing: even at this point, no one would recognize him.
No.
So it's not like they would go. They point him out. The guy would have to go. See that guy? Yeah. Who is he? That guy there. Yeah. Who is he? That's Stuttering John.
See the guy
John
sweating, dripping from his pits. The shirt he's wearing.
Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
It's just like a homeless guy broke in.
Yeah.
Just started drinking beer.
When you go, that's Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show. Nobody's gonna go, "Get the fuck out of here." They're all gonna go, "What the fuck is he doing here?
Right? What happened to him?
Right.
Why? Why is that Stuttering John?"
That's so fucking pathetic, man. Can I say it's pathetic? That is fucking pathetic. Not even to perform,
baby.
To hang out at your house and drink beer. I can't even do a show. I'm not even do a magic show. Put on clown makeup. Do something. Earn your fucking keep.
Yeah, you can get an acoustic guitar guy, or 3-piece band or whatever, something that would actually add to the party.
Mike, we've put together roasts for people
Yeah.
on an off day during a Killers of Comedy tour, where somebody's dad's having his 60th or whatever birthday, and he's a huge fan, and the family reaches out. Bob, there isn't an idea he's going to turn down for money, and we would go and do these roasts. Or I remember getting private gigs from people when I worked at the Stern Show, and they'd be like, "We just want you to hang out." I'm like, no. Something's got to happen here. I can't just take money. I'd rather bomb and get paid than not fucking do anything at all.
Right, but he's an entertainer too. On top of it, he constantly tells everybody he's an entertainer. So play a song on your guitar. You're a musician. Tell a joke. You're a comedian.
Well,
play charades, whatever.
Think of the balls. Think of the chutzpah you got to have to go, you can hire me for an event. And then they go, great, what do you do? And you go, I just show up. I show up and I drink as much as I can. And you can have that at your party if you'd like.
All right, John, how much will you pay me for you to do that?
Right.
Hey, who's that guy? Who's the guy putting cold cuts in his pocket?
Yeah.
Oh, is that Stuttering John?
Yeah. I told you one of my favorite things I ever did was for that Canafest out in Vancouver, BC, and the guy hired me, and I'm like, you want me to do stand-up? You want me to introduce bands? And he's like, I just want you to hang out in the weed area, which is the entire fucking concert, by the way. And he goes, and just get high with people. That's it. That's all I want from. And I felt so uncomfortable the whole time because I'm like, I should be doing something here. This guy's paying me thousands of dollars, and I'm smoking weed all weekend. Like, crazy.
Until an hour goes by and you're fucking wasted.
Oh my God, that weed was so strong.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I'm like, pay schmay. I ended up losing money with all the fucking food I ate out there.
Yeah.
Can a Jew get a sandwich?
Anywho. It seemed in the podcast days that John would imitate Jay Leno's voice. Was that common? Yes. He definitely did Leno a lot. The same stuff he does, in telling the story to remind you that that he was part of that show for a while. Yeah. What does John smell like? I feel like we covered it. A little bit body odor, a little bit catfish.
Hold on. He threw a combo out there. I got to hear that again. I think he said a little BO and a little cat piss.
Yeah. What does John smell like? I feel like we covered it. A little bit body odor, a little bit cat piss.
It was big.
I'm a little bit BO. I'm a little bit bad piss.
Well, one thing about cat piss, the smell goes away immediately. It doesn't linger. It doesn't attach itself to anything. You don't have to throw out or burn items once cat piss gets on it. Yeah.
A little bit body odor.
God. We need a Jay Leno voice added. That might not be a bad idea.
In real life, I don't know what that is. TDS. Shit. I apologize. He had strokes. He definitely had medical issues. But I don't know what that is. I apologize. Do you remember which arcade machines John made you move, and did he let you play them? Because I never moved them. I seldom played them. Did he drink on the job? I think I've covered that. I'm not aware of the timeline, but were you there during John's divorce? No. But is that the reason he's completely broke? That's a big part of it. How much did Royce pay him? Again, I don't know, but always in the pocket. No, I was there post-divorce, and I was shocked to learn that he had lived in Calabasas at all. I thought that was would be a foolish move. I didn't know him yet. So, I thought that some of the Stuttering John that we saw on the Stern Show or the E Show or something was a character. I never imagined that, that he was actually that guy 24/7.
24/7. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, be retarded. You'll never work a day in your life. Isn't that what they say or something?
I think something like that.
Something like that.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but Larry the Cable Guy is Dan Whitney. He's not a cable guy 24/7. You know what I mean? Dice is not Dice 24/7.
Well, I don't know about that.
So yeah, even
Who's this jerk off
I
telling
know.
me I'm not Dice?
Where you from? Fucking farmer.
Look
I
at
thought-
you.
Look at you and look at me.
that John was dialing it up for his character. I didn't know that he was actually a boob. So yeah, I was shocked that he.
I love it. I've been calling him a boob forever. I love this guy. Somebody, hey, Frog, somebody, and Joe, and Andy, sorry. Somebody said that he's still responding to comments. There, just tuning in now. This guy is still responding to comments on this video. He might be willing to come on. Let's please see if he'd be willing to join us.
Oh my God, what a fucking glorious night that will
And
be.
tell him we'll throw him a few bucks too, man, for sure.
Yeah,
we'll make it
for
worth his time.
sure. Tell them that if we get Lucy, there'll be titties.
Oh, I was just gonna say, tell him Lucy will be on with us too, and show him a picture. Yeah. You want me to show you the picture of Lucy that I took a picture of off of Zen's phone?
Show a picture of and say she won't be on.
He lived in Calabasas at all. I wondered why he would piss away the money that he did, but he did, and he ended up buying a condo that he's now trying to sell. So I don't know much
Well, correction, his mommy bought a condo.
about the marriage situation. I'm sure you can. I'm sure whatever you're hearing is accurate because it's the product is what it is. We're seeing it play out. He can't help himself. Okay, this one has nothing to do with Stuttering John. If you had to come up with a movie title, teenage girl, yada yada. Okay, if you're actually watching, I would call it either debating death, dating death. I don't know. Anyway, those were in the Dabblers Anonymous. I'm gonna just quick jump over to. Most of the questions and comments were all positive and real. There were only a few about sucking dick, which surprised me. I thought for sure, things would be much worse, but
This guy's great.
yeah. So thank you so much for watching and sharing and offering your questions up. Again, I'm happy to participate. It's just pure fun for me. Yeah.
Bravo.
Wow. Yeah, we got to get him.
Yeah, let's reach out to him, boys, huh? What do you think?
I settle for a name right now.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching that clip. We got a bunch more stuff from a bunch of different other shows. So if you want to support us, you want to be a part of what's happening here, subscribe, notify, and get yourself a membership. 2 levels, $5, $10. We got more bonus shows than we know what to do with. So help us out. Get in here.